7 clear signs your vibrational frequency is skyrocketing dramatically. There comes a point in your spiritual journey when everything begins to shift, not in small, subtle ways, but in dramatic, undeniable transformations that completely alter the way you experience life. If you felt like something unexplainable is happening within you, like your thoughts are manifesting faster, like you're being drawn toward things that resonate on a deeper level, or like the world itself is responding to you in ways that feel surreal, you may be experiencing a massive rise in your vibrational frequency. And when this happens, it's not just an internal feeling, it's a complete rewiring of your reality. Most people live their entire lives without realizing that everything, including themselves, is vibrating at a frequency. Science has already proven that everything in existence, from the densest rock to the most ethereal thought, is energy in motion. But what most don't understand is that the frequency at which you vibrate determines the reality you experience. When your vibration is low, life feels heavy, opportunities seem scarce, negativity surrounds you, and fear becomes the dominant force guiding your decisions. But when your vibration skyrockets, everything changes. You begin to attract people, situations, and experiences that align with your higher self. Your mind becomes clearer, your energy becomes magnetic. And most importantly, you start to notice the unmistakable signs that you are stepping into a higher dimension of living.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
One of the most obvious signs that your frequency is rising is that you start to feel an overwhelming sense of detachment from things that once consumed you. The drama, the negativity, the meaningless distractions that used to hold your attention suddenly feel irrelevant. You may notice that certain conversations bore you, certain environments drain you, and certain habits that once brought you comfort no longer resonate. This is because when your vibration rises, you no longer operate on the same frequency as these lower energies. It's not that you're consciously rejecting them, it's that you are simply no longer a match for them. And as a result, they begin to fade from your reality. But here's where it gets interesting. As the old begins to fall away, the new begins to appear. You start to meet people who feel like they've been placed in your life by some unseen force, people who think like you, who expand your mind, who elevate your energy. You begin to find yourself in situations that seem almost too perfectly aligned, as if the universe is orchestrating events specifically for your growth. This is not coincidence. This is the law of resonance in action. When your frequency rises, you begin to attract experiences that match your new vibration, and the higher you go, the more effortlessly synchronicities unfold. Another undeniable sign that your frequency is skyrocketing is the way you perceive time. When you are operating at a lower vibration, time feels slow, heavy, even stressful. You are constantly worrying about the future, regretting the past, feeling trapped in a cycle of resistance. But when your vibration rises, time begins to feel fluid. You find yourself fully present in the moment, losing track of hours because you are so engaged with life. Things that used to take weeks or months to manifest begin happening almost instantly. But this is because when your frequency is high, you are no longer resisting the flow of energy, you are moving with it. And in this state, time bends to your consciousness rather than controlling you. But perhaps the most profound sign of all is the shift in your emotional state. When your vibration skyrockets, you start to feel an unshakable sense of peace, not because life has suddenly become perfect, but because you are no longer controlled by external circumstances. Fear, anxiety, and doubt begin to fade, not because challenges disappear, but because you are now operating from a higher perspective. You realize that every experience, even the difficult ones, is serving your expansion. You stop reacting to negativity and instead you begin responding with awareness. This is the moment you realize that happiness, clarity, and inner peace were never things you had to chase, they were always within you, waiting to be uncovered. But here's the question: how do you know if this is really happening to you? Are you truly entering a higher state, or are you just imagining it? The answer is simple: your reality itself will confirm it. When your vibration rises dramatically, it doesn't just change how you feel inside, it changes what you see outside. The world begins to reflect your inner transformation. People start treating you differently. Opportunities begin appearing effortlessly. Things that once seemed impossible suddenly feel within reach. If you are experiencing these shifts, you are not going crazy, you are awakening. You are stepping into a higher version of yourself. And here's the final truth: once your vibration reaches a certain threshold, there is no going back. You cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unlearn what you have learned. You cannot force yourself to fit into the lower frequencies you have outgrown. And this is where most people struggle. They try to hold on to old relationships, old mindsets, old ways of being, but the universe won't allow it. The more you resist, the more uncomfortable it becomes. Because once you have elevated, anything that is not aligned with your new frequency will naturally fall away. So the real question is, are you ready to embrace this transformation? Are you willing to let go of the old and fully step into the new? Because if you are, the next phase of your journey is about to begin. And it's bigger than anything you have ever imagined. The unstoppable shift: why your life starts changing rapidly when your frequency reaches a new level. The moment your vibrational frequency skyrockets, something undeniable happens. You step into a rapid phase of transformation where everything around you begins to shift at an accelerated speed. It's as if reality itself is rearranging to match your new state of being. People, opportunities, and even challenges start to appear in ways that feel too precise to be random. You may feel like you're being pulled toward a new version of yourself so quickly that it's almost overwhelming. But this is exactly what happens when your energy reaches a higher level. It begins to push everything that no longer resonates out of your life, while pulling in everything that is aligned with your elevated vibration. This is why so many people experience sudden life changes when their frequency rises. Relationships that once felt comfortable may start to feel distant. You may find that certain friendships or connections naturally fade away, not because of conflict, but because your energy no longer aligns. The people who once understood you may no longer relate to you. And while this can feel lonely at first, it's actually a sign that you are evolving. The universe is making space for new connections that match your higher state. But here's the key: if you resist this process, if you try to hold on to what no longer fits, you will experience discomfort. The more you cling to the old, the more friction you create, because your energy is no longer in harmony with it. At the same time, you will start to attract new people who seem to enter your life with perfect timing. These are the individuals who resonate with your new vibration, people who uplift you, who challenge you to grow, who expand your understanding of yourself and the world. It's almost as if they were sent to guide you to the next level of your journey. And in many ways they were, because when your frequency reaches a higher state, the universe responds by bringing in the exact people, experiences, and opportunities that align with your newfound vibration. But this shift isn't just about relationships. It affects every aspect of your reality. You may notice that your external world starts to reflect your internal transformation in ways that are impossible to ignore. Things that once felt difficult now flow effortlessly. Barriers that seemed insurmountable suddenly dissolve. You start to see synchronicities everywhere, numbers repeating, meaningful coincidences, messages that seem to appear just when you need them. This is because when your vibration rises, you enter a state of energetic alignment where reality responds to you with precision. You are no longer fighting against life, you are moving with it. One of the most powerful indicators that your frequency is skyrocketing is the way you experience time. When you are in a lower vibrational state, time feels slow, heavy, and often stressful. You feel like you are constantly waiting for things to happen, constantly pushing against resistance. But when your frequency rises, time begins to move differently. You may feel as if events are unfolding at hyperspeed, as if what used to take months or years is now happening in weeks or days. Manifestations occur faster. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. This is because you have shifted into a state of higher alignment, where reality responds to your energy more rapidly. But there's another side to this acceleration. If you are not fully grounded, it can feel chaotic. When your vibration skyrockets, the energy moving through you is powerful, and if you are not centered, it can feel overwhelming. You may experience intense emotions, sudden bursts of inspiration, or even moments of deep uncertainty as your old identity dissolves. This is why grounding practices become essential at this stage. Meditation, time in nature, deep breathing, these are not just spiritual practices, they are necessary tools to stabilize your energy as you navigate this rapid transformation. And here's something most people don't talk about: when your frequency rises dramatically, you may experience resistance not just from yourself, but from the world around you. People who are still operating at a lower vibration may not understand your shift. They may question you, doubt you, or even try to pull you back into old patterns. This is not because they are against you, it's because when your energy changes, it disrupts the old equilibrium. Your growth can make others uncomfortable, especially if they are not ready to shift themselves. But this is where your power lies. You must choose whether to lower your vibration to fit into the past or to continue rising, even if it means stepping into the unknown. The truth is, once your frequency reaches a certain level, you can never go back to the way things were. You may try, but it will feel impossible. The thoughts, habits, and environments that once felt normal will now feel heavy, restrictive, even painful. This is because you have outgrown them, and the longer you try to stay in a vibration that no longer matches you, the more uncomfortable it will become. This is why so many people go through a phase of deep release when their frequency rises. They let go of old beliefs, old identities, old versions of themselves that no longer serve them. And while this process can be intense, it is always leading to something greater. So ask yourself, are you experiencing this shift? Have you noticed that your life is changing in ways that feel too precise to be random? Have you felt a pull toward new experiences, new people, new ways of thinking? Have you sensed that the things that once mattered now feel distant, while new possibilities are opening up in ways you never expected? If so, then you are in the middle of a vibrational acceleration. You are stepping into a higher version of yourself. But here's where it gets even deeper. What if this shift isn't just about personal growth? What if it's leading you towards something far greater, something beyond the individual self? Because when your frequency rises to a certain level, you stop seeing yourself as separate from the universe. You begin to realize that you are not just experiencing reality, you are shaping it. You are no longer just a participant in life, you are a creator of it. And this is where everything changes. Are you ready to step into your highest power? The hidden power, how a high vibration gives you the ability to reshape reality itself. When your vibrational frequency reaches a certain level, something extraordinary happens. You begin to realize that reality is no longer something happening to you, but something happening through you. The world around you is no longer just a fixed, external environment that you must navigate. It becomes a mirror, a reflection of your internal state, bending and shifting in response to your energy. And once you truly grasp this, you unlock a power that very few ever come to understand: the ability to consciously reshape your reality. Most people live their entire lives believing that they are at the mercy of circumstances, external forces, and random events. They believe that success, happiness, and opportunities are things they must chase, fight for, or earn through struggle. But when your vibration skyrockets, you begin to see beyond this illusion. You realize that the external world is not separate from you. It is a direct projection of your internal frequency. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you hold is shaping the reality you experience. This is why when your vibration rises, life starts to flow effortlessly. The resistance you once felt disappears, not because the world has changed, but because you have changed. One of the most powerful realizations that comes with a high vibration is that manifestation is not about forcing things to happen. It is about aligning with them. The things you desire, abundance, love, success, peace, are not outside of you. They are states of being that you must first embody internally before they can appear externally. This is why when you are in a low vibration, everything feels like a struggle. You are trying to create from a place of lack, from a mindset that believes things must be earned through effort and hardship. But when your frequency is high, you don't chase, you attract. You don't force, you allow. You don't wish, you become. This is why some people seem to have everything flow effortlessly into their lives while others constantly struggle. It's not luck. It's not chance. It's not even hard work. It's vibration. It's alignment. And once you understand this, you stop wasting energy fighting against reality and start working with it. You begin to move in harmony with the flow of the universe, and as a result, everything begins to align in ways that seem almost magical. But here's where it gets deeper. When your vibration reaches a high enough state, you start to notice something even more profound. Your thoughts and emotions are not just influencing your personal reality, they are influencing the collective reality. But you start to see how your energy affects the people around you, how your presence alone can shift the atmosphere of a room, how your frequency can elevate or lower the energy of those you interact with. You begin to understand that you are not just an individual moving through the world, you are a force within it. And with this realization comes a responsibility, the responsibility to be conscious of what you are projecting, what you are creating, what you are contributing to the collective energy of the planet. At this level, manifestation is no longer just about personal desires, it becomes about something much greater. You start to see that your energy has the power to uplift, to heal, to inspire. You realize that your high vibration is not just benefiting you, it is impacting everyone around you. And this is where true power lies. Because when enough people reach this state, when enough individuals raise their frequency and embody higher consciousness, the world itself begins to shift. Reality as a whole begins to evolve. So ask yourself, what are you creating right now? Are you moving through life unconsciously, reacting to whatever happens? Or are you stepping into your full power as a conscious creator? Are you allowing external circumstances to dictate your vibration, or are you using your vibration to dictate your circumstances? Because once you take full ownership of your energy, once you stop seeing yourself as a passive observer and start recognizing yourself as an active participant in the unfolding of reality, everything changes. The final truth is this: you are already shaping reality, whether you realize it or not. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold is influencing the world around you. The question is not whether you have this power, the question is how you are using it. Are you using it to create a reality of abundance, love, and expansion? Or are you unconsciously creating a reality of fear, limitation, and struggle? Because the moment you decide to fully step into your highest vibration, the moment you commit to embodying the energy of your highest self, the universe will respond in ways that will leave you in awe. Doors will open that you never even knew existed. Synchronicities will guide you with effortless precision. People and opportunities will appear at exactly the right time. And life itself will begin to feel like a dance, a co-creation between you and the infinite intelligence that is always working behind the scenes. The ultimate awakening, why a high vibration leads to a profound spiritual transformation beyond anything you've ever known. There comes a moment in your journey when a high vibration is no longer just about feeling good, manifesting desires, or attracting abundance. It becomes something far greater. It becomes the doorway to an entirely new state of existence, one where you begin to see reality for what it truly is. This is the ultimate awakening, the moment when the illusion of separation dissolves, and you realize that you are not just a human being moving through the universe, you are the universe, experiencing itself through a human perspective. When your vibration reaches this level, everything changes. You no longer see yourself as a small individual struggling to navigate life. You no longer feel trapped by the limitations of the mind, the body, or the external world. You begin to experience an unshakable connection to something infinite, something beyond words, something that has always been there but was hidden beneath layers of conditioning, fear, and illusion. This is the state that mystics, sages, and enlightened beings throughout history have spoken about, the realization that you are not separate from the divine, but an expression of it. At this level, the way you perceive time completely shifts. You stop worrying about the past or the future because you realize that everything is happening in the eternal now. You understand that time is not a linear progression, but a fluid, multidimensional experience that your consciousness is simply moving through. You begin to notice moments of déjà vu, vivid dreams that feel more real than waking life, synchronicities so precise that they leave you speechless. These are not coincidences, they are glimpses into the deeper structure of reality, showing you that your consciousness is no longer confined to the limitations of ordinary perception. Your emotions also undergo a radical transformation. Fear, anxiety, and doubt begin to disappear, not because challenges no longer exist, but because you see them from a higher perspective. You no longer react to life, you respond to it with awareness. You no longer take things personally because you understand that every experience, every interaction, every difficulty is part of a greater unfolding, a divine orchestration leading you toward your highest evolution. You stop resisting what is and instead flow with life, allowing things to come and go without attachment. This is true freedom, the ability to move through the world with complete trust, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Your relationships transform at this stage as well. You no longer feel the need to seek validation, approval, or love from others because you have tapped into an infinite source of love within yourself. You stop engaging in toxic dynamics, stop chasing connections that drain you, stop trying to fit into spaces that no longer resonate. Instead, you attract relationships that feel like soul connections, people who reflect your highest self back to you, who expand your consciousness, who challenge you to grow in the most beautiful ways. Love is no longer something you seek, it is something you are. But perhaps the most profound shift is what happens to your sense of self. The identity you once clung to, the labels, the roles, the stories begin to dissolve. You realize that you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not even your body. You are the awareness behind them all, the silent observer, the infinite presence that has always existed beyond the temporary fluctuations of the mind. This realization is the death of the ego, the moment when you transcend the illusion of self and awaken to the truth of your existence. And here's where it gets even deeper. When you reach this state, you become a vessel for something much greater than yourself. Your very presence begins to uplift those around you. Your words carry a different energy. Your actions come from a place of wisdom rather than reaction. You no longer need to convince anyone of anything. Your energy alone speaks louder than words. This is why the most enlightened beings in history never needed to preach or persuade. They simply were. Their vibration was their message. So ask yourself, is this where you are headed? Have you felt the pull toward something beyond the material world? Have you noticed that your desires are shifting from external success to inner peace, from seeking to being? Have you felt moments of deep stillness, moments where everything feels connected, moments where you sense that there is something far greater at play than what the mind can comprehend? If so, then you are on the path to awakening. But here's the truth: this journey is not always easy. When your vibration rises to this level, you will face moments of deep solitude. You may feel disconnected from the world, from society, from the things that once seemed important. You may go through a phase where you feel like you don't belong anywhere, like you are existing between two worlds: the old reality you have outgrown and the new reality that is still unfolding. But this is not a sign that something is wrong. This is a sign that you are evolving. The final awakening is not about escaping reality, it is about fully embracing it. It is not about leaving the physical world behind, it is about seeing the divine within it. When you reach this state, you do not withdraw from life, you engage with it more deeply than ever before. Love flows through you effortlessly. Creativity pours out of you without resistance. Every moment becomes sacred. Every experience becomes a teacher. Every breath becomes a reminder that you are alive, that you are infinite, that you are here for a reason. And this is the greatest secret of all. The purpose of life is not to reach some distant destination of enlightenment. The purpose of life is to experience it fully, to express the highest version of yourself, to live with an open heart, to create, to love, to expand. You are not here to escape the world, you are here to transform it with your presence. So the question is, are you ready to step into this reality? Are you ready to leave behind the illusions, the fears, the limitations? Are you ready to embrace the full power of who you are? Because once you do, there is no going back. You will never see reality the same way again, and that is the greatest gift of all.